Thank you for allowing me a few minutes to share with you a teaching technology tool that I'm sure is going to make significant improvements to the way we currently present new policy and procedure changes to current staff and the way we present certain elements of the orientation training program to new trainees. This tool will allow staff to learn at their own pace during either slow patient load times or while on scheduled in-service time, much like scheduled callback time. They'll be able to do this by way of internet-based training modules that are compatible with our current internet service. They are easy to use, so there's no training involved in learning how to use the training, and it should result in a reduction in the budgets of the clinics in that we'll no longer have to pay additional staff time for face-to-face in-services or travel pay for training. Our staff have been somewhat introduced to online training with the recent quarterly HIPAA and computer usage programs, and I feel these modules will be much easier to use, certainly more fun to use, and will encourage our staff to want to use them. I've created an initial module for use during orientation training in week 2 during the discussion of venipuncture blood collections and the correct order of the draw. For this module, I've used an internet-based program called Prezi, which takes written information and organizes it into balloon-type windows that move as the user clicks through the various windows. They can stay on a window as long as needed to comprehend all the information there, and then move on from one balloon or bubble to another until the program is completed. At the end of each module will be a quiz or a comprehension assessment that'll also be completed online, graded upon completion of the module, and providing the staff member with immediate feedback and the opportunity to repeat the module if necessary. Allow me to get a little academic on you for a moment. These modules are developed and based on the learning theory of cognitive learning, which is described as learning involving associations established through continuity and repetition. It utilizes a few of the key concepts within the cognitive theory, such as meaningful effects, where meaningful information is easier to learn and remember. Serial position effects. It's easier to remember items from the beginning or end of a list rather than those in the middle of the list, unless that item is significantly different. Organization effects. When a learner categorizes input such as a grocery list, it's easier to remember. And mnemonic effects. Mnemonics are strategies used by learners to organize relatively meaningless input into more meaningful images or somatic contexts. For example, in teaching the order of the draw, we use the mnemonic currently of stoplight red, stay put, green light go, with each of the first initials of those words standing for the bottle or corresponding tube top color for that correct order. For example, the S in stop standing for the sterile blood cultured bottles that are used for bacterial studies. The L in light for the light blue sodium citrate tubes used for coagulation studies such as protimes and partial thromboplastin times. And the R in red standing for the plain red top chemistry tube. These types of modules have been proven successful in multiple educational settings, and I'm sure they're going to be successful for us as well in the corporate setting. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to our discussions about the possible implementation of these modules. Of course, at any time, if you have any questions, suggestions, or comments, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Thank you again for your time.